Test. Check, check. Check, check. Pretty bad title to start off with, I think. The eye. Oh God, how's this gonna go? Back, chill, say hello. Is anybody out there? What am I gonna do tonight? I don't know. I'm just gonna run through a couple videos and run through a little scenarios. Basically, as I said in the description, I'm testing out my OBS. Have a little stop points and maybe have some discussions after each one. I'm willing to make a fool of myself live. And you're all welcome to watch me make a fool of myself. Because I'm sure that's what I'm going to do. But, and can't actually even believe I set a time to start. I'm never on time for anything. It's kind of strange that I'm starting off with the eye, because we all know what the eye represents. You know, illumination, all that rot and stuff. So, but that's not what this is about. Yeah, all those evil bastards who try to control and run the world nowadays, it's seems like it's just gotten out of hand, and their time is coming. So let's wake up and see what we can do. So my first little representation here is going to be me transitioning this to a little animation I made years ago, you know, which I think outdoes NASA's animation by a long ways, because I'm showing the dark side of the moon actually coming back in around the Earth instead of going straight path. So what we've done now is we've just opened up the eye, and we'll take a look in and see what I'm talking about. What we're talking about here is this is my own imagery going the moon going on its rotation around the Earth, but we've all seen the other imagery where NASA shows their image and it just comes flying straight past, and I think I did a better image. Shh, don't tell anybody. But now we'll go on to what I was watching the other day. What was it? Yesterday, I think it was Falcon X. Yeah, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket launch. Oh, it was so interesting. Let's do a show on that, and we'll watch the video and we'll have a discussion about it after. And I'll just throw in a bunch of stuff on top during the video.
I go for launch. Go for launch. Stage 2, pressing for flight.
Okay, we'll sit here in the launch center right now, and we're just waiting for T-minus 9 and counting, and we're going to set for launch.
Stage 1, pressing for flight. T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
And the drop-down menu comes, and it's going to show us our altitude and speed, and we have launch, and we have liftoff, and there it goes. It's a fantastic shot. This guy. I hope you enjoyed the countdown. But what we're going to be watching here is we're going to be watching the altitude on the right hand side there, because that's what's important here. Because as we watch the rocket go into space, as they say, and watch how it's going to lean over, it's going to go to the horizontal. But keep watching the altitude, because as the rocket arcs over, it's going to go to an almost horizontal, yet the altitude is going to go up exponentially while it's doing this same thing. But we all know this. There we go. We're coming up now to the horizontal, people, and if you keep looking at it, here the angle of the rocket is changing. It's going to move almost completely horizontally, yet your altitude, if you watch your altitude, it's going to keep racing up, and it's almost going nose down at one point, and the altitude is still rising exponentially. And look at your meters per second.
Coming up in about 20 seconds, we'll have main engine cutoff, MECO 1. That's where all 9 Merlin engines of that
there we go. We are nose down now, and altitude is still rising. Now, how is that?
Actuated by 4 pneumatic actuators on the first stage.
So now we see that, and it's going horizontal across this great plane of ours. And next thing you know, watch that separation. Watch the angle of this rocket at separation.
And stage separation has been confirmed.
There we go. We have separation.
And you can see the first stage there flipping back. Use the nitrogen thrusters. And the boost back burn
and separation.
of that
Look at
first
that.
stage.
And then we watch the burns thrust, and you're going to watch a lot of differences between the right camera and the left camera when it comes up, when they go onto a split view.
Boost back burn will last about another 15 seconds. We use this to reorient the stage back to Cape Canaveral and fly it back from all the forward velocity it had over the Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah, we're going to watch
We also had a successful fairing
them as they're
separation
going
of
to
the second
slow the
stage.
rocket down. Now we get the both views. You're going to see them put out the ailerons
As we
or
mentioned previously, we will not be
the
covering
stabilizing
the remainder of the primary
arms.
mission due to the
There they
nature
go.
of the
There goes the
classified
stabilizing
payload on
arms.
board, but we are
But
covering
you'll
our
never
first
see
stage
that
as
on the
it's
camera
making
on
a
the
landing
left. You'll
attempt
never
back
see the
at landing zone
stabilizers
1,
being
and that's
out.
what you're seeing on your screen right now. On the right side is an
There.
onboard camera looking down from our interstage. That stage itself is 12 feet in diameter, over 100 feet tall, so you're looking down the length of that stage, and those grid fins also deployed, those grid fins guiding us back through Earth's atmosphere. On the left side of the screen, you're seeing our assets on ground tracking that rocket, the first stage as it's making its way back.
And also, if you look at the altitude of the booster is still showing that it's going up. It's going up. But this is not what's
So that
going
boost
on.
back burn
Hey,
was a
sure you
three-engine
can. How you
burn.
doing?
Coming up, we're going to have our entry burn, also a 3-engine burn.
It's
Entry
all
burn
going
will
good here,
happen
mate. I'm
just
just
after the 7-minute
analyzing
mark.
this footage from the Falcon 9 space launch, and well, cool. Just drop in. I'm just testing out all my OBS features here. And
First
if we look
stage
at that
has
camera on
passed
the
its
right now,
apogee.
and the
It's
Falcon
over
9 booster
130
rocket
kilometers
sitting right over top of the
surface
ocean,
Earth.
and you look at the camera on the
White
left,
puffs
how
you're
they're
seeing
looking at the
are
blue
those,
sky,
nitrogen thrusters on board.
and you look at a clear blue sky heading down to the ocean on the camera on the right, but the camera on the left is showing a clear blue sky, but what you're going to see is a completely change in the clouds. Yeah. Now, now you see the booster rocket coming down. It's approaching its landing pad on Earth, on the land, but I don't see that in the ocean.
Down all of the vertical velocity as the rocket is now falling back to
I
Earth's
have to
surface and
agree, sure, you
accelerating.
can look at how phony this looks. And look, it's coming down onto a landing pad on the land. You know, and look at this crappy orientation is on the left-hand camera. The left-hand camera is just totally wacko. And people are believing this shit. Come on, people. You can't believe this shit. How can you believe it?
In, we're watching the first stage as it's falling back to Earth in a guided descent back to landing zone 1. We have an entry burn coming up.
Houston, we have a problem. We have a
15
problem.
seconds. 3-engine entry burn.
Now, we got this massive booster dropping out of the sky. And
we
they
enter
haven't
the
fired
entry burn
anything
startup.
yet.
And we have ignition of the entry burn.
And now we got the burn. And watch this burn. Look at the burn on the camera on the right, and then the burn compared to the burn on the camera on the left.
25-second burn.
That is... We have the camera on the left with full-on burn. And watch this.
And we have
And
shutdown, the first stage. about 45
Now what
seconds,
we're also
we'll have
going
our
to see
landing
is
burn begin.
we can see the
That landing
stabilizers
burn will
out on
last
the
about
camera on
30
the right,
seconds.
but you will not see any
Then
stabilizers
we'll
on the
have
camera on
touchdown
the
of the
left.
vehicle.
They'll do a close-up of the camera on the left.
That landing burn is going to take us from going about 1,000 kilometers an hour right down to 0 on the surface of Earth. Landing legs will deploy about 10 seconds before land landing.
And also look at the base of the rocket on the left. The rocket on the left there on the camera is black. It's completely black on the base.
Just passed through
Now keep that in
transonic
mind
ringing.
for when after the landing. And people believe this. Remember, this is real. This is live. This was live. No stabilizers on the camera on the left. Stabilizers camera on the right.
See the landing legs deploy in
And
a few seconds.
now look at all the clouds in the sky, which I mentioned before. Now you see how the sky is different? Wait until you see the shot from the landing. Shot from the ground.
And we have touchdown. First stage has landed back at
Look
landing
at
zone
that.
1.
Look at that lovely,
Another good day
almost
across
cloudless
SpaceX.
sky.
Beautiful sight to see. That is the fourth
And you can see the
landing
base of the
for
rocket
Falcon
there. You
9
can see
at
the
landing zone 1.
white patches. Yeah. And there we go. Isn't that lovely?
And with that landing, that's going to conclude our coverage for today's webcast. It is a beautiful sight, certainly, to bring back another first stage. We will be putting that
far too many
rocket through
anomalies.
some inspections and then getting it ready for another launch for a future mission coming up in our very busy manifest for the remainder of the year.
Amazing.
So with that, we'd like to thank the National Reconnaissance Office, the range, the FAA, as
Now
well
we're
as
going to
you,
go on
the
to a
viewer, for
video
tuning in and
next
watching us.
about a little bit
If
of
you'd
a
like to
video
keep
about
track of our
curvature.
future missions, as
And
well as the
no
progress of
curvature,
this
actually.
mission, be sure to follow us on
So
Facebook,
switch over to that.
Twitter, Instagram, or check out SpaceX.com. And if you'd like to come up here and
Oh,
join the team,
the
and be
magic
part of the crew that
gravity,
makes
the
all this
magic
happen,
big
check
G.
out SpaceX.com/careers.
That's what we say, the
Thanks
magic
again for joining,
big
and we'll see
G.
you again
And we
soon.
give it a 10-4 from yeah. I won't get any trolls here, don't worry, mate. That's the nice thing about not being popular. So what do you think of my layout so far? Hey. So here... yeah. Yeah, well, what we got here now is we got aircraft doing, what, about 600, 500, 600 miles an hour, or not calculating any curvature whatsoever, flying low level. So here we go, we got this going on curvature. So we'll watch these little things. A little bit of music sets the mood. Well, sure you can. I just do this for myself, so that's all. I just I question things, and then if I question it, this is how I see it. And this is what I see right now, is I see planes going over the water at high speed, not calculating for any curvature whatsoever. Yeah, I make crappy videos too. It keeps people away. But it keeps me happy, so that's all that matters. You gotta have some nice tunes every once in a while, don't you? So, as you can see, how can you how can you account for curvature on something like this? You just can't. So it just blows me away. Yeah, same here. Yeah, and I love these World War II fighter planes that are just skimming the ocean. They skim the water. Look at that. It's just beautiful. Oh, look at that, beautiful. And they don't even have any instrumentation for calculating for curvature on those. And they'd have to do it. I mean, 8 inches in a mile. They're going to keep flying off. They're going to keep on flying off the water all the time. Every mile they're going to fly off 8 inches off, and then 32 inches. Eventually they would. You know, they're going to run into the hump. Depends where you start on the ball. And since it's not a ball, hey. Absolutely. They would have to calculate every second. Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to transition into a little bit of a game world and take a little break and listen to some really good piano. No, we shouldn't call it a ball. Yeah, this guy just came in and was in a shopping center, and he just sat down and started playing this piano, and he's brilliant, and I like brilliant things. So I'm just going to throw this in. Yeah, watch this guy, he's brilliant. After he finishes, I'll put on something a little more serious. yeah, a little bit of boogie. Yeah, I mean, like, who is this guy? I mean, why is he not absolutely famous? He must be a flat earther. Yeah, I would think so. They're messing with his hits. I would definitely take him on. The guy's absolutely stunning. Stunning. Oh, he even gets... It's just fantastic. So, oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I quoted the Trilateral Commission view of the educational
this is a
system,
little
namely
video
it's a
I
system
made
of
that I put
indoctrination of the young.
together. I call this, that was an awesome song. This one I call Synths, because this is what we are.
So the
We are
educational
synthetic
system is supposed
beings
to train people
on
to
a
be
synthetic world
obedient.
in a synthetic environment.
Conformist, not think too much, do what you're told, stay passive, don't cause any crises of democracy, don't raise any questions. People are filtered out for obedience.
Yeah, not think too much. Don't think too much. Like this astronaut dude. He's not thinking. Do as you're told.
Like me
Watch
and
these
like
idiots.
You, I guess,
They're brilliant.
who are willing to do it
Brilliant.
no matter how stupid it is, because we want to go to the next step, you know. So you may know that this assignment is idiotic and the guy up there couldn't think his way out of a paper bag, but you'll do it anyway because that's the way you get to the next class.
Yeah.
so on and so forth. Well, there are people who don't do that. You know.
Yeah, I had fun making this video. This was, I enjoyed this. Because it is us.
What was actually going on is they were asking questions.
Chomsky's right up there.
Those that are able to blindly regurgitate information the best are rewarded with higher grades. They are told that they are smart, when in fact they are just thoroughly indoctrinated. This
I couldn't
input-output
agree more.
process is
They
no
definitely
different than
don't.
a computer
Trump
or
was
what
the
a
setup.
slave does.
You
give it a
he's
command,
part of the
and
chaos.
it just does it without question.
He's part of the chaos.
You must confine itself to a few points and repeat it
Yeah, they
over
absolutely
and over again.
both
O'Brien
go.
may be about to push the envelope on late night television.
Conan O'Brien may be able to push the envelope on late night television. Conan O'Brien may be about to push
I like
the
this
envelope
next bit.
on late night
Yeah.
television.
It
Conan
shows
O'Brien
that
may be
everything
about
is a
to push the
setup.
envelope on late night television. Conan
Absolutely a
O'Brien
setup.
may be about to push the
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late night. Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on.
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late night. Conan O'Brien may be about to.
Conan O'Brien may be about
Conan O'Brien may be about to push the envelope on late night television.
Come on, sheep, follow along. Come on, everybody, follow along. We can do it.
Third time I've said that. I'll probably say it 3 more times. See, in my line of work,
Oh,
we have
good
to
old
repeat
George Bush
things
got
over
to
and over and
catapult
over
the
again
propaganda.
for the truth to sink in. Kind of catapult the propaganda.
It's all the same page, mate. All the same page by the same people. Yeah. Yeah, where is he on Project Bluebeam? Because that is what they're working for. They are definitely working towards Project Bluebeam, in my honest opinion. And this is where I set up a little spot to have a little chill time. So we can just discuss a couple of little things. And like I said, I'm just practicing the OBS here. So yeah, I don't think any of us are going to be laughing because they're going to kill people. That's their intention. They want to kill us all. Simple as that. They don't. They want to get to a point where they don't need us. We're slaves and we're dispensable. And definitely, that's what they want to do. That's my opinion, and I'm sticking with it. And it took me a long time to admit that I was a slave. I'm a slave like anybody else. We're all a slave to the indoctrinated system. That's what we are. Yeah, we need something. Or we just go down with the ship and hope that we wake enough people up where we can leave enough of the place left for us to pick up the pieces. And I'm going to transition to another kid on a piano for some reason. Well, here's another brilliant kid, and just, you know, actually pushes past the barrier and says, fuck it, I'm going to play a tune. So, I hope this isn't your normal live program that you're used to watching. I hope it's a little different. I hope it's a little bit entertaining. Don't want it to be all too serious. We'll play a little game called Spot the Difference after. And we'll see where that leads us into the bombing of Baghdad, and then I'll probably move into a high altitude balloon jump. And then stop in on Alan Watts and listen to some really good lecturing. Okay, we'll shift that off into there we go. See if you can spot the difference. Hopefully it's not too loud. And, watch a few cool demolitions.
Fire. You better believe it.
Yeah, and there goes that one there, the P.H. Griffin of Texas. Yeah, we launch this one down, no problem. You know, these guys are professional demolition. Oh, what's that? What's that one coming down? They didn't even have a sign on that demolition. I wonder what that one was. That's quite amazing. I mean, that was one of the finer demolitions I've seen. Oh, here we go. PSC demolition. Oh, look at that. Nice pyrotechnics and everything on that demolition. I wonder how they do that. These are quite the demolitions. Oh, we're going to drop down another one. I love the pyrotechnics on that one. Oh, what's this demolition? That's a mighty big demolition. Jeez. Jeez. Where'd they get that one from? I can't get that. Jeez. Yeah. Those were kind of a weird demolition, that last one. What's this demolition? Oh, look at that one. That's beautiful. 47-story steel building going down there. Sure, no problem, mate. Oh, I'd like to see that one. And we got these nice ones coming down here. Oh, what's that? Oh, look. What was that one of them top-down demolitions? What is that, a Vernage demolition? I don't think so. Top is blown apart. How could that be a Vernage demolition? Oh, jeez. That's 9/11. 9/11. Here we go. NCC, they do a beautiful demolition there. Yeah. That's a lovely one. Oh, is that Building 7? Building 7's into the demolitions. What's going on? I can't understand. I can't get this. I'm getting all confused here. I thought this was just a demolition video. Oh, there goes Building 7 again? Building 7, huh? It's a demolition. And then we go 1 and 2 and 3 towers came down that day. That was amazing. And those demolitions led to this. Yeah. So all those demolitions led to something like this. What do you do after you deceive the people with demolitions? We go and bomb Baghdad. Have more demolition. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that just beautiful what we do? We create a false flag and gives us reasons to go in and bomb the shit out of people. Doesn't that make you feel good? Isn't that what you want to be part of? I know that's what I want to be part of. Yeah. Makes me feel proud to be part of the gang, part of the elite, part of the deception. It makes me proud. I just want to hold my hands up and go, yes, let's do this again. Don't you? I mean, what a bunch of sick fucks. Well, I think after something like that, I think it's time for a little bit of mild entertainment. Don't you? Maybe we can sit down and, yeah. Let's just kind of chill for a minute and watch something pleasant. That was a bit of a mind bender. So like I say, I'm just learning this OBS, and I'm trying to put together some, you know, light entertainment with also a little bit of questioning. I'd like to try and question everything, and but I don't want to do it in a serious way. You know, I want things to just kind of bite in a little bit, and then we move on. Yeah, we'll just chill back, and I don't know where they got all these members of this orchestra from. They just keep coming out of the woodwork. You know, look, here they come. They're coming out of the buildings. Girls climbing the lamppost. People playing violins. You know, this is the good things in life. This is the pleasant things. These are things that make you happy. You know, happy people. And you know, there's so many good things in this world that go on, and they want us to kill each other. They want us to be violent. They want us to be depressed. I mean, why can't we be getting along? And it's like when we do the sun tracking, talking to people all over the world, and we're all getting together. You know, that's what it's about. It's about getting together and figuring things out. It's not about getting all serious, hiding. Let's bring it on out. Let's go for a grand finale, and we'll send it off. Send it off. And jump into a high altitude balloon jump, I think. And we'll compare it to an old one. Okay. I was just getting into it a little bit too much. But, you know, it's very uplifting, don't you think? You know, you can all come around and watch the crazy people. That's perfectly fine with me. Okay, the reason I do this video here is because it's a Red Bull shit. I mean, Red Bull. No, Red Bullshit. because, you know, right away they tell you that he's going to jump from 33,000 feet. You should question these things, question these numbers. I mean, when they throw in numbers like that, it just creeps me out. And we know that Felix Braumauer was Red Bull represented. Watch this Red Bull shit.
We're jumping from 10,000 meters, so this is not the normal way people go about skydiving by any means.
Yeah. Yeah. It's all Red bullshit. It's brilliant footage though, gotta admit. It's always brilliant footage. You know, these guys are professionals. They'll tell you whatever they want. They make you believe whatever you want. And we're all part of the same team. It's team kill. You know. Yeah, I think we'll jump into some Alan Watts after this, or actually we're going to go and touch a Thomas Dolby after this, and then we'll step into Alan Watts, because he's a great lecturer, great presenter, and much respect for the man.
Ça brasse un peu là-haut.
Ah ouais, ça brasse fort même.
In ancient times,
oh, I think this is where I do a live action mistake. Awesome.
A court fool.
Awesome.
And sometimes it probably was true.
Yeah, there's my live mistake right there. But, you know, I have to learn.
Who had a peculiar capacity
Yay.
for making inappropriate
I did
remarks. And there's something about inappropriate remarks that can be very funny. I remember as a child we used to play a game in which we had first of all a booklet with a story in it, but every now and then a word was left blank. And then you were given a pile of cards that were shuffled around the players, and in turn, as the story was read by one person, the players turned up whatever card they had and said the word. And the most extraordinary things happened. And in this way, of course, the person
Hey,
who could
Millennium,
make
how you doing, mate?
remarks at the right moment.
We're just having a little chill out right now and listen to some Alan Watts. Thanks to you, I've went and looked them up.
As time went on, the
Oh, cool,
function of the
Shuriken.
fool became more sophisticated than that. And he became a person whose function was not simply to make
Here, I'll
jokes
give you a wrench, and
and to be a
if
funny
you
man,
want to post it
but
into
to
the
remind the monarch of his humanity, so that he would never, never get too stuffy. You remember perhaps the lines in
so
Richard
if you want to
II.
post it into the
where
the link in the room here, Shuriken, I'll
the king says, within
copy the link.
the crown, within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of a king, keeps death his watch. And there the antic sits, the antic being the
Okay,
court
I'll
fool.
copy it out of
There
here.
the antic sits, scoffing at his state and grinning at his pomp, allowing him a little time to monarchize, be feared and kill with looks. And then at the last comes death, and with a little pin bores through his castle wall, and farewell, king. See, that was in a way the function of the fool. He was reminding you of your
it says it's not
finitude, of
found.
your mortality, and death at the end, in somewhat the same way
Try
as
that
monks
instead.
used to keep on the desks in their cells a grinning skull. And
Okay,
all
we
this
got
is,
it.
of course, nowadays thought very morbid, because today we repress death very, very strongly. And the whole function and role of the mortician
Okay, mate,
in
I
our
think I've got it
culture
coming in.
is to pretend in some way that death doesn't happen. He's a husher-upper. He sweeps you under the carpet at considerable expense.
Just gives it a few moments. Gonna slow things down a touch.
Now then,
okay, we got her.
I try to think whether there is any
Videos.
institution in modern society
Pictures.
that really corresponds to the court fool.
OBS. I'm just talking to myself
There is,
as
of
I go
course,
through
the
it.
political cartoonist.
Videos.
There is the satirist.
Save it.
There is the commentator. But he doesn't sit in the president's office. And the president can ignore him altogether.
Okay,
if he
give it
so
a few
chooses.
moments, and I'll put it up for
We
you.
don't like nowadays anyone to suggest that our social institutions are not altogether serious.
There we go.
We can't stand it because we're much too insecure.
I'll set this up
And this
and
is a
we'll
very dangerous
run her
state of
through for you, mate.
And so it really is high time that in many ways the institution of the fool was reintroduced. I want to point out a parallel.
Well, with
to
me,
this.
you have to be a very patient person, mate.
In some ways, the fool, or the joker,
let's go with
and the monk have a parallel function.
I'll try and throw in a nice little graphic behind her. You know, we can do
The
that.
monk is a person who abandons society.
Give her an honorable place.
He is an outlaw.
We'll give her an
Only
honorable
he's
place
an outlaw on
in here.
the upper side instead of on the lower side. As the ordinary criminal is, as it were, below caste, the outlaw, in the sense of the monk, is above caste. And in the Buddhist religion, at its inception, the followers of the Buddha wore those dark yellow robes because those were the garments of criminals.
Especially since this OBS is new,
kind of blue jeans they wear over
you know,
in
I'm
San
trying to
Quentin
get a little creative with the
in
stuff
those.
here, and we'll see if we can
or
throw
the
in.
old-fashioned striped things that were put on jailbirds. And so they took on the garments and external appearance of the lower outcast, but they were...
We like to see how you paint.
There we go. Yes, you do need a lot of patience for that. Okay, I think I've done it. She should be coming over to you.
We have the lighting.
Hello, Flat Earth Subgenius. How you doing? No worries. Cheers, Flat. Yeah, Alan Watts is a brilliant man. I must say. And we'll do a little Thomas Dolby next. Welcome back, Millennium. I have a mismatch of stuff that I'm playing here tonight. Trying out this OBS and trying out some features, so... Hiya, Candy. How you doing? How you doing? So yeah, let's put we'll put Alan back on and see what's going on. Well, let's go on. Throw on some Thomas Dolby. No, no, I don't think we'll do that. We're gonna do. We'll see if we can with this. I'm searching right now. Sorry, guys.
Hi there.
Okay, we'll transition that back over. Go back on there.
In ancient times, all kings had at their courts a court fool. And sometimes it probably was true that the fool was a crazy person who had a peculiar capacity for making inappropriate remarks. And there's something about inappropriate remarks.
Another live mistake.
Funny.
Another live error.
I remember as a child we used to play a game in which we had first of all a booklet with a story in it, but every now and then a word was left blank. And then you were given a pile of cards that were shuffled around the players, and in turn, as the story was read by one person, the players turned up whatever card they
all had
had
a fool.
and said the word. And the most extraordinary things happened.
Hey, Roy, have you?
Of course, the person
cheers,
who could
mate.
make inappropriate remarks
Well, this
at
was
the
the
right
first
moment
time I
can
did
sometimes bring
a
the house down.
actually decided to schedule something.
Actually,
I don't know how well
as
that's going
time
yet.
went on, the function of the fool became more sophisticated than that. And he became a person whose function was not simply to make jokes and to be a funny man, but to remind the monarch of his humanity, so that he
what's
would
your
never,
time, Candy?
never get too
The
stuffy.
next thing I have to do is I'm gonna set up a hangout area so then I can have people on a panel. That'll be my next step.
The king says, within the crown, within the hollow crown that rounds the mortal temples of the king, keeps death his watch. And there the antic sits, the antic being the court fool. And there the antic sits, scoffing at his state and grinning at his pomp, allowing him a little time to monarchize, be feared and killed.
I'm gonna find it.
And then at the last comes
I'm
death,
just searching.
and with a little pin bores through his castle wall. And farewell, king.
Anytime.
See, that was in a way the function of the fool. He was reminding you of your finitude, of your mortality, and death at the end, in somewhat the same way as monks used to keep on the desks in their cells a grinning skull. And all this is, of course, nowadays thought very morbid, because today we repress death.
Yeah.
Very, very strongly. And the whole function and role of the mortician.
Well, anytime, Roy, you want to send me stuff or anything that you want, I will try and present it.
He sweeps you under the carpet at considerable expense.
Helps me come along a little better.
Now then, I try to think whether there is any institution in modern society that really corresponds to the court fool. And there isn't. There is, of course, the political cartoonist, there is the satirist, there is the commentator, but he doesn't sit
I
in the
think what I'm
president's
gonna
office.
do.
And the president can ignore him altogether if he so chooses. We don't like, nowadays, anyone to suggest
As long as you don't give me
that
any
our
copyright strikes, I'll be
social
fine.
institutions are not altogether serious. We can't stand it because we are much too insecure. And this is a very dangerous state of affairs. And so it really is high time that in many
Pink
ways
Floyd
the
knew the world was
institution
flat.
of the fool
Should we look at
was
that?
reintroduced.
Let's see how Pink Floyd knew.
I want to point out a parallel to this. In some ways, the fool, or the joker, and the monk have a parallel
Yeah, we'll go
function.
like that, and
The monk is a person who abandons
all your work is
society.
free. Good, so is mine.
He is an outlaw.
Free to use,
Only
free to
he's an
abuse,
outlaw on
free
the
to take
upper
away,
side instead of
free
on
to
the lower
copy,
side.
because
As
I
the
believe in open
ordinary
source.
criminal is, as it were, below
I mean,
caste.
OBS is open source.
The outlaw, in the sense of the monk, is above caste.
Yeah. Just got to get another
And in the
picture
Buddhist
here.
religion, at
Drop
its
it
inception,
there.
the followers of the Buddha wore those dark yellow robes because those were the garments of criminals.
Once I get
It's
used to all
just as
this,
if today we were to take the kind of blue jeans they wear over in San Quentin and go around in those. Or the old-fashioned striped things that were put on jailbirds. And so they took on the garments and external appearance of the lower outcast, but they were in fact respected as upper outcasts.
yeah, we'll send this one through. Oop. I get this wrong all the time.
Pink Floyd and the Flat Earth. In this video, I will present artistic and synchronistic connections between Pink Floyd and the Flat Earth. Floyd's song, Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, was released on their first album, Saucer Full of Secrets, in 1968. Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun, the only Pink Floyd song that features all 5 band members. The artwork depicts an all-seeing eye, a Masonic reference. Nick Mason stated Set the Controls for the Heart of the Sun is his favorite Pink Floyd song. Other tracks with titles like Let There Be More Light and Seesaw, Roger Waters admitted to borrowing lyrics from the Chinese book of poetry from the Tang Dynasty period. Among the borrowed lines from the Chinese poetry contains the lines, "Witness the man who raved at the wall as he wrote his questions to heaven." Other artwork designed by Hypnosis Design Groups shows cosmic-like scenes containing spheroids, ball planets, and perhaps other cosmology, or maybe saucers full of secrets. The 70 album, Atom Heart Mother, with tracks including Fat Old Sun, a simple cover showing a cow blissfully grazing in the pasture, glancing back at the camera. The horizon, always in the background. I wonder if the cow ever noticed his Earth-like markings. 1973, Dark Side of the Moon, a fan favorite, a very simple cover, a prism bending perfect light into a spectrum.
I decided to throw myself in with both feet
can tell?
and
Blue
learn on the
skies
go.
From pain? Can you tell a green field from
I
a
can always
cold
hide my
steel
face
rail?
if I make a
Can
mistake.
you tell heaven from hell? Can you tell NASA fakery from a
I
real
can always
picture?
add my face too. Let's see if I can do this.
In 1975, the album Wish You Were Here artwork shows 2 cyborg machine hands shaking in front of a
There we go.
4 elemental earths.
Throw my
wind,
ugly mug in there
fire,
again.
And air. A business-like arrangement in front of a flat horizon. Other art shows 2 businessmen shaking hands. The arrangement so
There we
intense
go.
and
You
powerful
know,
that one man spontaneously
watch me in real time
combusts
mess up
into
and-
flames upon agreement.
What can I do? I mean, if it helps anybody else to be brave enough to step forward
Roger
and
Waters based loosely
just,
on
you know,
George
give it a try.
Orwell's
Present,
novel,
do what you
Animal
want.
Farm, which
People
portrays
don't like it. I
mankind
mean, they
as
don't like it.
animals exploited in
We'll
farms.
find out.
The album artwork shows
But
a
we have to learn.
Battersea power station as a pig flies above it. Songs of pigs, dogs, and sheep. Upside down, the pic is interesting. Looks like a floating footstool. Very interestingly, the 1979 album The Wall. The cover presents an intimidating wall.
Yeah, it was a
made
brilliant
of
year for
endless
music.
White
You know, we
bricks.
had all our Led Zeppelin,
What
Black
wall
Sabbath,
is Pink Floyd referring to? The
Max
Arctic
Webster.
Ice Wall. Lyrics like, we don't need no
Everything.
education, we don't need no thought control. No dark sarcasm in the classroom, teacher, leave those kids alone. All in all, you're just another brick in the wall. Music screams at a system of controllers to back off. 1987, momentary lapse of reason. A man sits on the beach on a bed looking disoriented, away from the ocean and horizon. Hundreds of beds stretched out into the vanishing or convergence point. Seemingly disoriented, the man appears to have just woken up from an extended slumber, suffering from a momentary lapse of reason, and all along the truth was right behind him. The bedposts contained circles.
Okay, Roy, I've got your video, and I'm going to put something to it, and I'll put it up here in a minute. No problem, mate.
1987. Two heads looking at each other, together forming one head profile. The mouths highlighting within the profile again the flat horizon. The song titles like Poles Apart, Keep Talking, High Hopes, and Take It Back
like this.
feel like a synchronistic suggestion to the listener. The Endless River, 2014, The Coup de Grace. Another album with a flat horizon, however this time a man sits upon the Most High, traveling into a flat horizon of an infinite plane searching for other worlds, almost achieving a godlike ability to traverse the heavens.
There we go. I'll be back in a second, just doing a couple things here, people, while I try and find something appropriate for
music
the
has remained popular
video,
over the years.
and we'll see.
And music and art resonating with the mass consciousness for several generations.
And you
It
can
is
take
my
this
belief that
after
truth
and
lives in the frequency.
show it to your family,
Art
Roy,
is
and
a window
yeah,
into
enjoy.
that vibration. On many levels, conscious and subconscious, artists and musicians are speaking truth. The question becomes, are you tuned in to receive it? Thanks very much for listening. This is Zern Music, and I hope to make more videos, so please stay tuned,
Yeah, that's what we'll
and
do.
thanks for watching.
This McFizz 1 we'll call this. Move that up one. Put that in there. Send that over to you right now.
Hello and welcome to Rory McPhee's an impromptu concert. This is for all
Okay.
my lovely subscribers. Sorry about the mess. I've been up a chimney. Have I? Yes, I have. Well, I could have. Anyway, Lauren, Fizz, and Rachel Fizz. Yay! And Rory McPhizz.
There we go,
Here we
Roy.
go.
We're got you coming up here in
I am
right
going to
now.
sing it with you, yes.
This is Rory McPhee live.
I need to see it too.
Oh.
You know the words, just in case.
McFizz and family. Here you go.
This is it, the apocalypse. I feel it in my bones enough to make my system explode. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Welcome to the new age, to the new age. Oh, 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 oh. Radioactive, radioactive. Radioactive, radioactive. I raise my flags, don my clothes.
Hey, sweet stuff. Sweet stuff.
I suppose the painted red to play right in. I'm breaking in, stepping out, and checking out of the prison bars. This is it, the apocalypse. Oh, I'm waking up. I feel it in my bones enough to make my system go. Welcome to the new age, to the new age, to the new age. Oh, 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 oh. Radioactive, radioactive. Radioactive, radioactive, all systems go. Sun hasn't died, deep in my bones, straight from inside. I feel it in my bones enough to make my systems go. Welcome to the new age.
Some of that Scottish fizz. Yeah. Can we just have some fizz?
Yay!
First take.
Yay! Boom fizz!
If I were to ask you, or any random person, who was the most brilliant man of the modern era, what would be the answer? The answer, of course, for most people, would be Albert Einstein. He is viewed as the man who changed mathematics and the way we perceive the universe.
Oh, that was brilliant, Roy. No problem. Yeah, no, I can't play any either of Millennium, but you know what? I can do this kind of computer stuff.
There was another man that lived when Einstein did. A man who accomplished more than Einstein could dream of.
Jeez, I had to throw this Einstein one together just now.
A man whom Einstein actually agreed with.
That was brilliant.
1920.
Brilliant.
But this fact seems
Okay,
to go
Shuriken, what's this
largely
one?
unnoticed. This man has been accused of all sorts of things. He was accused of everything from being a mad scientist to being some kind of wizard, and was seen as a heretic to modern science and mathematics. He was villainized in 1941 through cartoons. In the first of Max Fleischer's Superman cartoons, Superman fought a mad scientist bearing this mad's name. There are many quotes of his.
Yeah, Shuriken, I can't play that one. I don't think I'd probably get a copyright strike on that one, unfortunately.
This man is someone whom science wanted to forget, and whom all bankers of the time cut off funding to.
Ah, that's a good thing.
This man died penniless and alone, with only pigeons to keep him company. One of his last projects was a new theory of gravity. According to FBI documents acquired via the Freedom of Information Act request, the sum of this man's possessions consisted of about 2 truckloads of material and approximately 30 barrels and bundles, which were seized upon his death in 1943 by agents of the now defunct Office of Alien Property Custodian. One document states that it is reported to have some 80 trunks.
Yeah, new theory of gravity.
Containing transcripts and plans having to do with experiments. This man's research was
What do we
seen
need a
as
new theory of
so
gravity for? Because the old theory doesn't work? Oh yeah, it doesn't. The old theory doesn't work. Remember that. The old theory... Oh, it's a theory. It's a theory. It's a theory. I forgot. It's a theory.
This man had a photographic memory and spoke 6 languages. He showed genius at an early age and was able to perform integral calculus in his head, though his teachers thought him to be cheating. Did he accomplish anything with this genius? This one man invented radio, AC power, which is used worldwide today, laser, radar, X-ray, wireless communication, particle beam weaponry called Star Wars technology, which has only recently been admitted by our government in a video I will link to you. Wireless electricity, which has only recently been replicated and poorly, I might add.
Okay, Roy. Yeah, that's what I should do. I should go for a coffee. But I can't right now. Because I have to think of what I was going to do. I was going to do something here. But my media source went funny on that one. So I'm going to remove that while I talk to myself, while I sort out my next little thing to watch here. Patient.
Electronic robotics, just to name a few. He predicted things like the BlackBerry in 1909. Before the 1900s, he demonstrated remote control boats. Who was this man? Nikola Tesla. Why was this man so dangerous? Tesla said things like this about Einstein's work. It is a magnificent mathematical garb which fascinates, dazzles, and makes people blind to the underlying errors. The theory is like a
magnificent mathematical garb which fascinates, dazzles, makes people blind to the underlying errors. The theory is like a beggar clothed in purple, to whom ignorant people take for a king. Its exponents are brilliant men, but they are metaphysicists, meaning they deal with bullshit. They deal with bullshit. Did you get that? They deal with bullshit.
It appears to my simple mind that the curved spaces must react on the bodies, and producing the opposite effects, straightening out the curves. Since action and reaction are coexistent, it follows that the supposed curvature of space is entirely impossible. But even if it existed, it would not explain the motions of the bodies as observed. Only the existence of a field of force can account for the
There's nothing wrong with a little bit of bullshit, though, is there? I mean, like this bullshit about the Earth being round. I mean, it's only a little bit of bullshit. It's only a small lie. I mean, what does it matter? What does it matter, guys? So what? It's flat. We lied. No big deal. We spent billions. It's all right. It's okay. Calm down. Calm down. Don't worry about it. You know.
My second discovery was a physical truth of the greatest importance. As I have searched in the entire scientific records in more than a half a dozen languages for a long time without finding the least anticipation, I consider myself the original discoverer of this truth, which can be expressed by this statement. There is no energy in matter other than that received from the environment. Today's scientists have substituted.
And you know what? We kill people for this too, and don't worry about it. People mean nothing. It's all right, you know. They mean nothing. They're slaves. Oh yeah, you people are slaves. So, and since you're slaves, you should know that you're slaves, and you shouldn't really be bothered, should you?
exists within.
They lie about
Yes,
everything. They're just,
like the
you know,
firmaments
been
spoken
doing it
of
for
in
so
the
long,
book
they
of
forget how to tell the
Genesis.
truth.
Tesla said, a good example for such an interaction becomes apparent in gravitation, which should rather be named universal compression. I think the material bodies do not gravitate between each other, but it is the ether that makes one material body to press to another. We wrongly call this phenomenon gravitation. The stars, planets, and all the universe appeared from the ether, when some part of it, due to certain reasons, became less dense. Einstein's
It's too amazing how they
theories
work
were
things
based
out here.
on the non-existence of
If I transition that through, it'll
What
be
is
work
not
is freedom.
presented much
Work
in
is
media is that Einstein
keep them busy.
himself
Keep them
doubted his
busy.
theory
That's what
on
we'll do.
multiple
We'll keep them all busy. I think
In
I got that one
1920, he said,
somewhere.
But on the other hand,
Where we
there
keep
is a
everybody
weighty
busy.
argument to
Let's
be
see if I can find
conducted
that one.
in favor of the
Yeah.
ether hypothesis.
Yeah, we'll play that one in a
To
minute.
deny the ether is ultimately to assume
Not a
that
problem.
empty space has no physical quality whatsoever. The fundamental facts of quantum mechanics do not harmonize with this view. Recapitulating, we may say that according to the general theory of relativity, space is endowed with physical qualities. In this sense, therefore, there exists an ether. According to the general theory of relativity, space without ether is unthinkable. For
Okay, but
instance,
someone was asking
there
about,
not only would be
what is
no
it?
propagation
Was
of
it
light, but
Yeah,
also
I don't
no
know. Somebody was asking
possibility
about
of existence for
Project
standards
Bluebeam.
of
Let's
space
look
and
at some
time,
Project
measuring rods and
Bluebeam.
clocks, nor therefore
Yeah, the
is
alien
space
deception.
unthinkable
What's going on
in the
there?
physical sense.
Let's see. Let's see if we can get that one going.
It looks like your average city skyline, but in fact, these images are just an elaborate optical illusion. The amazing mirage appeared over Huangshan City in East China. Following a heavy downpour, the spectacular images of mountains, buildings and trees appeared in the thin mist above the Shinan River.
No, I haven't, Millennium. I haven't tried connecting yet.
The phenomenon began at about 5 p.m. local time,
I'm just trying
to
to
the
get my-
amazement of passers-by.
It's really amazing. It looks like a scene in the movie, in a fairyland.
Although residents say that similar sights have been seen lately, most agreed that this one
I
had
am,
been the most impressive.
Just trying to get my head around the program itself first, and then I'll start, I think I figured it out. I think I figured out, how to run a hangout on there.
The nations of the world are going to look to the aliens for their salvation. There is information coming from another world, and once it is confirmed, it is going to require a rereading of the gospel as we know it. And that's the kind of information that we are receiving from the highest levels of Vatican intelligentsia.
Where's this headed, in your opinion, after all this research?
I think it's headed towards an imminent great deception.
I think I've got it worked out now. Pretty close. I just want to try and get it together in such a fashion that, you know, it's a little different than
In
most.
2011,
Because I
a
like to
group
be a
of
little
people
different.
on the Ivory Coast of Africa
Didn't want to run the
saw
same kind
a
of
light in the
shows.
sky. It wasn't just a light in the sky,
Yeah,
it
the
was
tether.
a diamond-shaped light in the
Amazing
sky.
tether.
And it was so vivid, so compelling, that for that moment, that group was transfixed by the light. And it changed their lives.
The Bible predicted the advent of the New Age movement and the New World Order thousands of years ago. It also tells us of a man who will rule this world empire and what his true intentions will be. All of this has been in the works for thousands of years, and it all hinges on Satan's ability to deceive mankind. The Apostle Paul in the 1st century AD wrote
Oh,
several
geez, I'm getting
letters to
comfortable.
early churches,
Jeez.
which are now called
That's
the
not very good.
epistles. The far
That's gonna
application
change
of these
everything.
letters are a clear warning for us today. It is a warning of impending deception that will influence the whole world. Paul warns us of this deception in the second letter to the Thessalonians. Paul describes the New World Order and the Antichrist when he wrote, "Don't let anyone deceive you in any way, for that day will not come until
Satan.
the rebellion
Oh my
occurs
God,
and the
not
man of
Satan.
lawlessness is revealed, the man doomed to destruction. Don't you remember that when I was with you, I used to tell you these things? And now you know what is holding him back, so that he may be revealed at the proper time. For the secret
People ask
power
me
of
why
lawlessness is already at work.
I throw
The
in
one
some
who now holds it back will continue to do
religious
so until
stuff
he is
here and
taken
there.
out of the way.
And the
then
reason I
the
throw in
lawless one will be
religion
revealed,
is
whom the
because
Lord Jesus will
the people who are
overthrow
running
with
things
the breath of his mouth and destroy by the splendor of
say
his coming. The coming of the lawless one will be in accordance with the work of Satan, displayed in all kinds of counterfeit
when
miracles, signs, and
they
wonders,
believe it,
and in every sort
and
of evil that
if the
deceives
people who are running
those
things
who
are believe it,
perishing. They are perishing
then
because they refuse
we
to
have
love the
to
truth and so be
not
saved.
believe it,
For this
but we have
reason,
to
God sends
accept
them
that they
a
do.
powerful delusion,
If
so
we
that
accept
they will
that they do,
believe
then
the
we
lie,
know
and
that
so
they're
that
using it.
all will be condemned who have not believed the
So
truth,
we just have
but
to be
have
aware
delighted in
and awake.
wickedness.
If you look around the world,
Watch.
what people believe, I mean, statistics in the United States say
Always.
around 50% of Americans already think that UFOs are
Always
aliens
be
visiting
watching.
the Earth. Now, there was a recent poll in the United Kingdom. More people believe in extraterrestrials in the UK than God, okay? And that's a fact. And so to me, the strong delusion is already here.
We'll
The groundwork has been
I'll put
laid.
on a couple.
And now our
I'll put on a
hypothesis
3-hour lecture
that
of
these
Alan
powers
Watts
and
in a bit.
principalities that Paul writes about
And,
in Ephesians 6, these demonic forces have seeded this idea into the world, so we are primed and ready.
Science fiction has exploded in America and the world as a staple theme for films, movies, books, and video games. Could this all be part of the plan to prepare the world for disclosure? A 2008 Scripps UFO poll showed that over 74% of 18 to 24-year-olds believed it was likely that intelligent life exists on other planets.
Science
the New Age as well as the
fiction.
mainstream sort of media, and I mean
It is
like
all science
movies
fiction.
and television shows, and everybody's been
Carl
shoving
Sagan
this alien UFO thing down our throats
made up the word
because
satellite.
It has so
That
many
should say everything to everybody.
uses for the
There
Antichrist
was a
system.
science fiction
It is
writer
just
who came up
a
with
really
the word,
convenient
the term
way if it
satellite.
does go down like this, because it does do three main things that are needed for the Antichrist system. Number one, it causes the world to reject God. We've been sold this erroneous idea that if aliens exist, then God doesn't. So the headlines the day after would read, you know, God proven wrong or whatever. The whole world would be united in its rejection of God overnight. So that certainly would play in, obviously, to the biblical account of this world order at the end of time.
God, yeah.
Also, we would believe ourselves to
That's
be God.
okay.
This one would take a little bit longer to sink in, but the idea that aliens, in a real sort of evolution kind of way, just evolved, and that you know,
Well,
it
I'm not
could
gonna
be
say I
sold
reject
to us that they
God.
were somehow
I think
are
there's
creators in the
God.
sense that they genetically modified
I think,
us, or they
the
might have
ancient
some
texts.
excuse to the origin of life or something to that effect. And that really goes into the third part, which is the evolution. I think that this concept of evolution is crucial to so much of what the Antichrist system does, especially the genocide based on belief system that happens in the end time scenario. Really requires, as it did in the Third Reich, an idea of evolution. There's a concept that you know, there's certain
Bible is
people
just
that are
based on
not
ancient
fit
texts.
for the
It
new
was,
system,
was
the
it
new
Horus
evolution.
had 12
They were sort of
disciples,
helping humanity evolve by the
Krishna
elimination of
had
those that
12
weren't ready for
disciples,
the
didn't he?
new age, the new world. Hitler
You know,
believed, I
this-
think,
the
this
story
new
is the
system
same
is going
throughout
to have
history,
a very
throughout
unique
time,
version of
throughout the
evolution.
ancients.
And of course, the appearance of aliens
look
really
at Genesis,
validates that on a worldwide
Genesis
scale.
was a
No
science
longer do you have to,
experiment.
you know, have this
Just
sort
read
of
it.
underground
It was,
preaching of
a whole lot
theosophy
of
as it was
begotten,
in
but
Hitler's
it
time,
was
but
a
rather
whole bunch
the
of
whole world
molecule
is united
separation.
in this understanding or perceived understanding of potential evolution coming. After all, the aliens are here. We can be like them. They just simply evolved like we have the potential to do, but it's all going to be in the context of, you know, God has just recently been disproven, but yet there will be people on Earth that can't quite go with the new system because they're stuck in the old paradigm of
There
God
is a
does exist and the
absolutely
Bible
common
was
thread through
accurate,
everything.
and these aliens are a deception. those
they
people
just
will be presented as enemy
lead us along.
number one, and will be viewed as the thing that's holding
They're
us back.
this is my opinion. I'm gonna just say my opinion is, and people can agree or disagree, but they're gonna start a war. That's their purpose. They want to start a war. They need to start a war, and the war is
Scholars
just to
with
divide
no
people.
religious affiliation who have looked
That's
into
all
this
it is.
topic
It's
of
more
UFOs
division
and ETs
and to
for
instill a
several
couple
decades
world
have come
orders.
to very interesting conclusions. Jacques Vallée, who helped build the
And,
precursor to what we know as the Internet,
basically,
in his book Messengers of
It's
Deception,
1984 right now.
Vallée states,
This
quote,
is 1984.
human
They're going
beings
to
are
manufacture
under the
consent,
control of
and
a
they're
strange force
manufacturing
that
wars.
bends them in absurd
They're going
ways,
to tell us there's wars
forcing
going
them
on.
to play a role
And
in a
we're just
bizarre
going to believe
game
it,
of
'cause
deception.
we're going to
End
turn
quote.
on the television.
Later in the same
You're gonna
book,
turn on
he
the
states,
television.
quote,
You're going to
the
watch
UFO
war happen,
phenomenon represents a
and you're going to believe it's going
manifestation
on.
of a reality that
They're
transcends
practicing.
our current
They've been
understanding
doing
of
these
physics.
things for
The
ages.
UFOs are physical manifestations that cannot be understood apart from their psychic and symbolic reality. What we see in effect here is not an alien invasion. It is a control system which acts on humans and uses humans. End quote.
That the UFO alien thing is going to be the way that the one world religion described in the Bible comes about, or at least play a role in it. In whatever way it could be presented, there's a myriad of possibilities of how you would prove to the world that UFOs are real without them actually being real in that sense. But whatever way that would go down, it would necessitate the world throwing away God. They would say, well, that's it, God's done. So the main thing is done. They've taken away the one object that was in resistance to them, and now it's just a matter of providing the solution. And that solution would be very man-centered. You can become God-like, you can become like the aliens. There is a new potential for an evolution
also about
here,
the Bible
a new potential
itself is,
for a utopia.
like I say, I think it's
All
based
the wars of
completely
the
on
past
ancient
were caused by
texts,
our
and
erroneous
religion's
belief in
man-made.
God, so now we have this opportunity,
Creation.
now having discredited
Religion's
God because
absolutely
of our
man-made.
existence, we can now embrace
the Bible
this new
has
utopia.
nothing to do with
And all of a
religion.
sudden everything in the
It
Bible
has-
starts to make
it's
sense.
just a
They
text
talked
that's,
about this.
shows-
Everybody saying peace, peace, when there is no peace. There's going to be a sense of great rejoicing of their new utopia, of their new possibilities, of this new possibility of change
cool.
and evolution, and no more wars and everything else. But the Bible says, watch out. That's not what
Well,
it
I hope
seems.
that's okay.
And that's really the thing that
no.
makes Christianity different, is they've not just been told that there's
I'd
going
like
to be
to try and
Armageddon
just,
coming and an
share
Antichrist.
things.
A lot of people have sort of an apocalyptic viewpoint. But Christianity has been told, wait a minute, there's going to be also before that a false utopia that's going to look really good. You have been warned. Do not embrace it. It's going to be tempting, but don't do it. And so when that happens, Christians will be like, okay, yeah, you guys are saying this is utopia, but this is wrong. This is all a deception. And during the course of that utopia, those people that are rejecting that utopia will look like public enemy number one. Who are these people that are trying to rain on our parade, saying that our utopia isn't as beautiful and wonderful and potentially freeing as it is? They will be seen like the people that are saying that the emperor has no clothes, and therefore the genocide that is also
We were
prophesied in
watching
the Bible,
a,
unfortunately,
I
will
don't know if you
have
saw that
legs to
earlier,
stand
Millennium.
on
I
in
put
that
on a
scenario.
video watching the Falcon 9
Jesus Christ
SpaceX
died for the sins of all mankind. That
fakery,
means he
and
died for the
it was
New
pretty good.
Agers, the Freemasons,
I think I did a good
those in
analysis
the
on it.
Illuminati, the world elite, the Luciferians,
I might
the
put that on again.
Satanists, and me and you. God himself, taking on humanity, has given mankind a free gift of salvation and of true spiritual freedom. Now we all have a choice. We can live in darkness, allowing evil to enter our lives and unwillingly support the work of
Sometimes you get a
Satan
little
and
bit
his
of a
fallen angels.
tiny
Or
little
we
hiccup
can let
here,
Jesus into our
other than
hearts
that, it
and be
seems to be running
spiritually
through okay.
saved forever. There are no prerequisites, rituals, or tests for accepting this gift of salvation.
I
All
only
one needs
expected
to
to
do
run
is
for
ask
maybe an hour.
honestly for Jesus to come into their heart. Remember these
So,
truths. God loves
hey.
you, God cares about you, God wants nothing more than to know you
you're having fun on
personally
the
and
Autobahn.
save you. Sin separates people from each other and God. Jesus died for your sins and rose again. You can receive Jesus now and know God's love right at this very moment. I pray for you all and hope the truth will indeed set you free. Thanks for your time. Come quickly, Lord Jesus.
Very few Christians, Protestants, or Catholics
Oh yeah, I wanted to see the man who fell from space. Let's watch this guy again because he's good.
secret plans for welcome. The Vatican will welcome in.
Yeah. There we go. We're gonna watch Kittinger, because Joe Kittinger was, you know, the early Felix Braumauer. I mean, look at the differences. And what is that other one I have? Yeah, we have another one here too. Here he goes, getting all geared up. You know, he's getting more geared up than the other guy, than old Felix. Is this to keep anybody from trying? I mean, what did Picard have? He didn't have anything like this.
Been there, they surely would have died. It makes no sense. Because until you're in a situation like that, you have no idea.
Hoaxbusters. Yeah, I just ramble on. Oh, so am I. I'm very skeptical of both jumps. Well, especially Felix Braumauer's jump. And I'm
felt the presence of God. Now there's the God they taught me about at school. And there is the God that's hidden by what's,
you know, it's all propaganda, isn't it? It's more propaganda. It's to make people skeptical. It's to make us not, you know, basically they're saying only these guys are able to do these things. But we're starting to find out that that's bullshit. You know, we got lots of amateurs sending up balloons now and getting better footage than NASA gets. I mean, how ridiculous is that? It's pretty bad when you got balloons going into the stratosphere and they're getting better information than NASA ever has given or shown. Yeah, I'm getting a little bit of a lag here, so I'm just going to ramble on and see if I can fix this little bit of lag. And grab another shot of something here. Looking, hunting, searching. Hunting, searching, looking. Is that the same thing? Hunting, searching, and looking, hunting, and searching. I don't know. But we'll find out. Okay. There. DWP. Let's go. Oh, I love GeoShifter's navigation on the Flat Earth map. I wonder if he'd mind if I played that, because it's always so good. You never know. You might think that's okay. We'll see. I think I'm losing a little bit of bandwidth here. I'm just going to show real quickly how fast we're going around at the equator. This one always gets me. Let's just add in a new one. Flyby. Call it flyby. Send in a flyby.
This is it.
This is how fast we're going at the equator, people. Believe it. I do. I absolutely believe that's how fast we're going. Should we cause that to loop? Let's have another look at that. Let's loop that through. Okay. The reason I'm putting this on again is this is one thing I point out to people. As you see, that is how fast we are traveling at the equator every day. And you believe that? Do people believe this shit? People believe this shit. Yeah, they think that the Earth is spinning at the equator faster than the speed of sound. Now, ask yourself this. They're saying because we are in a trapped, closed environment, that is why it works. Well, that jet is trapped in the same closed environment, and that is what the sound does. Yeah, I hope he allowed for curvature. Yeah, that guy accounted for curvature just like all these planes counted for curvature when they're flying. They just don't count for curvature. I mean, these are War II airplane on the ones coming up in a bit. Like, these are the normal jets. And they're not calculating for curvature. Watch them go by this lighthouse. Or buoy, whatever it is, and come on. Come on. And then we got the World War II ones coming up. Okay, Shuriken. I'm not sure that I'll be on in a few minutes here. I gotta take a break and wander off and go smoke a big one. And hell, Millennium, if you wanted to meet up right now, I'd smoke a big one with you. Not a problem. It's just across the Clayton Vale there, mate. It's not very far. But I will, before I'm gonna go, I'm gonna show the SpaceX again, because it's just so funny. It is just so funny. Well, if you're up at 5, mate, you shouldn't stay up too late. You gotta head off to work. No worries, pal. Well, okay, I'll transition this through and cheers, Roy. That's I appreciate it. Yeah, I practiced it first, as you saw. You've been there a couple of my sessions, and trying to get it into a format where I could actually set up and do a run, and it's all good. No worries, Millennium. Take care.
7, 6.
You be good, buddy.
4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
I appreciate your time coming and watching. T-9. We got blast off. There we go. Yeah, and I'll set up a new show for hopefully tomorrow night, and we'll see what we can do. I've got so much material I want to go through. But also, Millennium, I'm going to set up a panel so that we can talk on here. I think I can do it through Hangouts. I'm not sure yet. That's the next challenge.
Has begun.
And Falcon 9 is delivering the National Reconnaissance Office's satellite to orbit.
Yeah,
right
Roy,
now.
I really
transitioned
appreciated
through
that
Max
clip,
Q.
and after the
We've begun
video's
filling in
uploaded,
the
I
MVAC
think you should
engine on our second stage.
take that bit out and
Trajectory's looking good so far.
show your daughters, and
Coming up in about 20 seconds, we'll have main
show
engine
your
come up.
daughters how you
Miko 1.
made it onto a new
Where
show.
all 9 Merlin engines of that first
Take
stage
care,
will
Millennium.
shut down, and we'll see
Take care,
stage
buddy.
Separation. Stage separation will be actuated by 4 pneumatic actuators on the first stage. And
Yeah, I like how I took this fake X and
stage separation has been confirmed.
yeah, well, you notice, Roy, it's falling over, but
And you can
look
see
at
the
the
first stage
look at the
there
altitude
flipping back.
indicator. The altitude indicator
Here's
keeps
the
going up.
nitrogen thrusters.
It goes exponentially up. It's ridiculous. And wait until you see the
boost back burn
when they try and reorient it to this craft. It's still going up at this point, and it's completely sideways, and it's actually dropping down, but they're showing that the altitude is still climbing. How ridiculous is that?
Boost back burn will last
And
for
wait
another
till you see
15
these side-by-sides.
We use this to reorient the
Side-by-sides
stage
are
back to Cape Canaveral and fly it back from all the forward crossings
just
we have
incredible.
over the Atlantic Ocean. We also had a successful fairing separation of the second stage.
Yeah, and then we've got the side-by-sides here, and you're going to see the stabilizers come out on the one rocket, and on the left video you won't see any stabilizers.
But we are covering our first stage as it's making a landing attempt back at landing zone 1, and that's what you're seeing on your screen right now. And On the right side is an onboard camera looking down from our interstage. That stage itself is 12 feet in diameter, over 100 feet tall, so you're looking down the length of that stage, and those grid fins also deployed, those grid fins guiding us back through Earth's atmosphere.
Yeah, and there we go. We got the stabilizers out, and it's trying to stabilize, and this thing's gonna fall like a rock, and it falls perfectly straight down, and so they got so much weight in the bottom. It's just absolutely fucking stupid. And you watch on the right hand camera how it's nice and clear, and they're coming down, and no clouds. They're above the ocean, but you'll see all of a sudden it's above the land, and I don't know how it got there. I don't know how it got to above the land from this point. It must be those little special graphics that they're spitting out at each end. You know, oh, we'll go throw these in for extra special effects. And you'll see the timing of the spits aren't the same on the right hand or the left hand. And then we're watching as it's going to do a boost, and you'll watch the flame on the right hand camera be barely, you'll actually see through the flame, but you'll see the camera on the left, and it's a massive amount of flame. It's very interesting. Guiding us back to Earth's atmosphere. Yeah, they do. It doesn't make any sense. Why would you?
Entry burn should be coming up in about a minute from now. You'll see 3 engines ignite at the base of the rocket. We use that to slow down all of the vertical velocity as the rocket is now falling back to the Earth's surface and accelerating.
Here we go.
You're just tuning in. We're watching
pretty
the
soon that,
first stage of this
yeah,
back to
Mickey
Earth.
Mouse ears, I can see them.
Guided descent back to landing zone 1.
And
burn coming up.
pretty soon you'll see a close-up of the left-hand
15 seconds.
camera, and it will show that there are absolutely no stabilizers on it.
And we've entered the entry burn startup.
Oh, there we go. There we got the massive amount of flames, like I said, and that flame showed up before the camera flame on the other one. So the delays there are different. Look at that blur of flame. I can do that in Blender. I can make flames just like that. Now, looking down on the right camera, you can see through those flames, no problem. 30 seconds of burn, and it's going to slow it down enough.
And we have shutdown for the first
Yeah,
stage.
and so they did that slight burn to what? Slow it down to what? 900 meters per second?
About 45 seconds we'll have
Yeah,
our landing burn begin.
right.
That landing burn will last for about 30
And
seconds.
here we come up to the close-up. This is SpaceX, FakeX, and this is what we're going to end the show on tonight. We're going to end it on FakeX because they deserve it. They've been in here twice tonight, so this is like a tribute to FakeX. Welcome to our world of fakery. Yeah, there. See, close up. See, there are see them? No stabilizers sticking out on the bottom of that. And you can see how the rocket itself is black. Yeah, and the base of that rocket is black, and it's coming through heavy cloud. See that? No stabilizers sticking out of the bottom of that rocket, yet on the cabin on the right there's stabilizers. Someone made a faux pas error, and now look how cloudy that day is right now. Massive amount of clouds there, and it looks like it's really heavily overcast at the point where it landed. And now look. Oh, it's a lovely day. Lovely day, and it's on the shore.
Beautiful sight to see. That is the fourth landing of a Falcon 9 at landing zone 1.
And that's why I did it in a fake control room with a fake screen and a fake camera, because it's fake shit.
Landing, that's going to conclude our coverage for today's
Did I say that
broadcast.
enough?
It
Fake
is a
X.
beautiful sight.
Welcome
Bring
to
back
Fake
another
X.
first stage. We will be putting that rocket through some inspections and then getting it ready
Fake
for another launch.
X. Wave to Fake X, people.
Coming up
Hello, Fake X. This is me from Command Central, and we're just here doing an interview with them.
The FAA, as well as you, the viewer, for tuning in and watching us. If you'd like to keep track of our future missions as well as the progress of this mission, be sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or check out spacex.com.
Thunderbirds a go.
Okay,
Thunderbirds out. Thank you for participating, and Penelope, thank you for showing up in your nice red car. Fake X, thank you very much. There we go, Fake X. 2 thumbs up for Fake X. Yeah. Okay, guys. James May. James absolutely May. Surprised they don't have Richard Hammond and everybody there. Cheers, Roy. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll try to put together something again, and we'll see if we can make it a little bit more funnier and entertaining, because you know, I kind of had fun.